Hey guys, welcome to another video of me developing this blob eating simulator on Roblox. On this video, this is a part 2 of my last video where I scripted this game where you could walk around as a block and eat other blocks and eat other places to grow bigger, inspired of a Google game called Agar.io, which I explained in my last video. So if you haven't watched that video, go watch it right now. I'm making this video because some doubts occurred in the comments about a user that said, "Can you create a video to make GUI from this game? I love your video. Just to learn to you." All right. So this video is for you, each store. All right. So if you have any doubts about anything on Studio, if it's related to this game that I'm making, or if it's not, I don't care. Go ask in the comments. I'll help you out. Alright, I'll just teach stuff how it works. Alright, so in this video I will be showing you how can you monetize your game through GUI and how to show player certain stats, like the current size of the player, or stuff like that. All right, so I'm not gonna edit this video to show you how easy it is and how simple it is. So first of all, you want to go to Starter GUI. Starter GUI. What is Starter GUI? Starter GUI is the user interface. All right, what the player will see on the screen, something that is simply stays there all forever. So you gotta insert screen GUI, and then you can insert whatever you want that is related to GUI. There you go. Not paper GUI, by the way. This is just for parts, or in surface GUI. That doesn't work either. It's just for those two work for parts, but I think everything else works. All right. So I'm not gonna make a very hard GUI because I'm not a designer. I'm not biggest designer in Roblox. Just say scripter, right? So yeah, ignore that. This is just a plugin that will convert it, so it's applicable to play on mobile as well. You can. It's a free plugin. You can get it off the toolbox. If you go to the toolbox and you go to plugins, the plugin is called auto scale light. There you go. It's that. And what you want to do is open it, and for each frame that you use, there's an offset size and a scale size. Offset size, scale size. All right. Same with position. You want to have it on scale if you want it to be able to see on mobile. Because if you're on computer and you're making this, if you click offset, this is what the player will see. It's just not the GUI. It's not there. Or if the screen is bigger than what you have, like if the player's screen is bigger than what you have, they will see like that it's not placed. That you want it on the corner, not on the middle of your screen. All right. So how do you fix that? How you can fix that is by using the plugin that I just mentioned. All right, which is the auto scale unit conversion. You select the frame that you want, you click scale on both, that's it. But now if you test it out, it's on the corner. There you go. Fixed for you. You're welcome. Alright, so in this corner we're going to show the current size of the player. Alright, we're going to click on the screen GUI, no, on the text label actually, and we're going to remove this current size. Alright, and we're going to create a local script under this text label. This is not the best way to do it, but it's simple to understand. All right, it's organized, I guess. Yeah. All right, so what we're gonna do is, first of all, we're gonna get the local player. All right, so we're gonna put local to create a variable. You gotta put local player, and then we're gonna get the game.player the player service, and we're gonna get the local player. All right, so this is basically us, or the player that will join the game. All right, then we're gonna get the player's character. All right, but you think about this. If you put local player or character equals player the character, the player, when he dies because he's been eaten by another, he has been eaten by another player, this will be nil. All right, because right now it's getting the current character of the player, but maybe after the player dies, the character would be a different one because he has respawned. All right, so how do we fix that so that doesn't happen? Very easy. All right, so these are gonna be variables. All right, these are variables. We're gonna just organize. All right, now what we want to do is there's a function on the player object which is character added. All right, when we connect it to a function, it gives us the argument of the character, which is the new character that has been added to the player. All right, so what we're gonna do is simply put the character means player dot character. That's it. That's basically how to fix your issue. This is the 3 lines of code. All right, or you can also put at the start. Good thing you can put also at the start, as well as adding this, of course, is making character equals player dot character. All right, but if the player hasn't loaded yet, this is gonna be nil. So what you want to do is make that character equals player the character, or player dot character added wait. All right, so what this is gonna do is that it's gonna try to get the player's character. Wait, I'm gonna zoom in a bit so you can see. There you go. What this is gonna do is gonna get the player's character. If it doesn't exist yet, it's gonna wait for it to be added, but just once. All right, so we're using the character added function twice, but this will just work for once. This will work infinitely. All right, so if the player if we didn't have this, the player will die and it would disappear, the character would disappear forever. But if we put this line, then it will reappear and the variable will be reinserted. You can call it that. All right, so yeah. All right, now we're gonna also create a variable. All right, which is gonna be all right, yeah, we're gonna display the size of the player here, right? Thing is, there is, when we spawn in, all right, what tells us the size, our current size, is a attribute on our character. And as you remember, our character is being spawned again and again and again each time we die. So this means that the attribute, because the character is different every time we spawn, the attribute is gonna also be on different location because the characters are not the same. So what we want to do is we want to create a variable here, which is going to be attribute changed. All right, and we're not going to put a function here, but we're going to put it inside here. All right, and even before what can we do? Even before the character has spawned, we're gonna put like this, because this function is gonna run multiple times. We're gonna we don't know if it has spawned for the first time or not. I mean, we do know, but not the script. All right, so we can how to explain this? All right, so if we put here attribute change equals character get property change signal, get attribute change signal value, and we call and connect it to a function, this is going to be active when we run it. But if this function runs again, like if this literally happens and we rename it, I'm not sure, but I think this is gonna run twice, and this is a memory leak. This is what it calls a memory leak. We're basically using memory in a useless way, which is running 2 functions that do the exact same at the same time. This is basically bullshit. All right, we don't want this. We want to optimize our game. So what we're gonna do is maybe when we run this function, there is something already on attribute change. Maybe this line has already been run. So what we want to do is that if attribute change is not nil, or if another way of saying it, if not attribute change, if there's nothing on attribute change, then we're gonna go attribute change. Yeah, see, it already says ROBUX group connection. There you go, and we're gonna disconnect it. All right. What this does is that basically what disconnect does is doing the same as doing attribute change equals nil, but in a memory in a way that it doesn't do a memory leak. This, I'm pretty sure this way does a memory leak, but this way doesn't. All right. So yeah, that's basically it. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna rename the text because we want to show the size to the player. So every time the attribute name value is changed, we can connect it to a function that what it's going to do is going to set the script.parent, which is a text label, .text equals, and we're going to do a thing called string.format, and we're going to put size, we're going to put a percentage and a s. All right, what this does is it's gonna write literally size and something that we put. Maybe you can put hello, whatever you put is gonna be shown there. How do we introduce it there? We're gonna add a comma after this bracket, whatever you call this, remember, and we're gonna make it, we're gonna set the s, the percentage s, to character get attribute value. All right. So right now, if we run the game and okay, well, that's something we can change. If we run the game and we start eating stuff, okay, well, it's not showing, as you can see. How do you fix that? Okay, very easy. We're gonna basically just not run this line. We're gonna just delete this line, right? Forget about that, and we're just gonna put local character. We're gonna not put an equals or something. So now, if we basically run it again, let's see if it works. This is just bug testing. Okay, it's not changing. Okay, all right, that's interesting. Alright, so basically this is not detecting that the player has spawned. So what we're going to do, instead of connecting the character added to a function, is that we're going to create a function with the content of this call. So we're going to put local function on character added, and we're going to put character here, and we're going to just put the content, literally paste it. Alright. And what we're going to do is, instead of connecting these two function, we're going to connect this to on character added. All right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to player dot character added, wait. And then we're going to call on character added and player the character. So now we technically run it. It should work. It should. Not sure. No, it's not working. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I found the issue. Don't put this line. Alright. Just forget it. I didn't write it. Wasn't me. Alright. And what we're going to do now is that I think this is actually not nil. So we're going to put is equal to nil. And now instead of putting this here, we're going to put if attribute change is not equals to nil, then run this. So basically, if it's not nil, if it has set to something else, which is a function like this, then we're going to disconnect it. All right. So now we could play and test. Try it out. There you go. Just changing the size. Alright. So I have a GUI that shows the size. Now, what we want to do, we're going to set this instead of hello, we're going to set it to 2, which is the starter value. Now, we're going to create a screen GUI, or just a frame, right, on the right to monetize our game. Right, it's going to be like that. Like, that's cool, yeah. All right, so now we're gonna use our magic plugin to use this scale thing, and we're gonna name this store. All right, and we're gonna set transparency to 1, and we're gonna add text buttons. All right, and we're gonna also set it to 0.5 just for being kind of good, cute. Well, it doesn't really matter because we're going to add a grid. All right, this grid will basically organize the buttons, and we're going to change. I'm just going to make a GUI real quick, and yeah, be right back. All right, I just made a quick GUI, and we're going to just add 4 buttons for monetization, and we're going to create each button, and we're going to name this size. We're going to just make it so when the player buys it, it gives the player a size. All right, so you're gonna make that each button gives a size. How are we gonna make that? So we make it size. We just rename stuff. Size 100. Just gonna give this 100. I'm gonna give this player, this button 250. This one I'm gonna give 500, and the next one I'm gonna give 1000. There you go. And now we're gonna just rename this to size. No, plus 100 size, and then we're just gonna change it to same 250, 500, and 1000. And we're gonna make the text big and change it to a font that lots of players like, which is this one. And we're gonna set it actually. I'm not gonna just design UI, alright? Now. These buttons do nothing right now. They are completely useless. How are we gonna make it so it's useless? All right, very easy. Okay. We're gonna set. We're gonna make a script on the store. No, on the screen GUI actually. This is gonna be called local. It's gonna be a local script. Everything that is in the starter GUI, I just want to make it local. And we're gonna name it store script. All right, and we're gonna just make this real quick, which is this is not the best way of scripting the store. All right, but this is just a way of understanding and a quick way to make it. And what we're gonna make is we're gonna create a function, and we're gonna call it initiation. N is short for initiation. All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all the children. So we're gonna get local buttons, which are all the buttons on the store frame. So we're gonna get all of these. It's also gonna get the grid GUI, but we'll get rid of it in a bit. So yeah, buttons, store buttons equals script.parent.store. Oops, sorry. Script.parent.store. Get children. We're gonna get the children of it. So basically, what this is gonna contain is all of these that I'm selecting here on the right. All right. So now we're gonna use a loop that is called the for loop. What this is gonna do is it's gonna run whatever we put inside the for loop once for every child. So maybe if we clone this, or if we rename this to hello, it's gonna go through. So first it's gonna go here, it's gonna make it hello. Now when it's finished, it's gonna go to the next one, it's gonna name hello, then the next one hello, then the next one hello, then the next one hello, right? So we really don't want to do that because that's just stupid. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to change actually we can just, I'm gonna do one very important thing before we just go on the for loop, which is creating the products. All right, we're gonna create developer products. You may ask yourself, what is that? Developer products is basically something different than game passes. You already know the game passes, you can only buy them once and they're owned by you. But developer products are something that you don't own. You can buy as many times as you want, which is here, you can create them. So you're going to create one. Then you're going to name it size 100. You can set the price here to whatever you want. I'm not going to say the price right now. It cannot be asked. You're going to size 250. Usually you don't want to name it like size 250. Some developers put it like, use emojis or something like, I don't know, star and plus 100 or plus 500 size. Wow. All right, something like that. That's what most developers do. All right, but you're just gonna stick to putting size, and last one is gonna be size 1000. All right, that's it. Now we don't have any product ID yet because it has not been saved. How do we save? There's a very cute little blue button right here that says save. We're gonna click it. All right, now the product IDs have been created. How do we access them? Go back to the game settings, go back to monetization, and now you have the product IDs. All right, cool thing about this is that they are named. If you do it this way, it's gonna be like 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. As you can see, it's 39, 40, 42, 43. Well, there's not 41 because someone has probably created 41 before me. But yeah, I don't care. All right, so what we're gonna do is first of all, we're gonna copy, for example, the size 100. All right, and we're gonna create an attribute that is gonna be named product ID. All right, and this product ID, I'm gonna put the ID there. All right, and we're gonna do that for each developer product that we've created. So we're gonna do the same with 250. We're gonna click the three dots, copy to clipboard. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna set an attribute. It's gonna be called product ID, and we're gonna set the ID to this as well, to his own developer product. All right, now I'm gonna just do it off camera real quick. All right, so I've changed the attribute for each one. So now each one has its own developer product, as you can see here, right there. All right, each one of them has one. So we're gonna go back to the store script, and now we're gonna do the for loop that we were doing, which is store not for I comma button in store buttons do. So it's gonna go through all the buttons in the store, but it's also gonna go through the UI grid layout. So what we want to do is we're gonna exclude that because that is not gonna be clickable. That's not gonna have the product ID attribute. So we're gonna exclude that. How do we exclude that? So if not button is a button, like a GUI button, then continue and. All right, so if the button is not a GUI, a button, if the button is not a button, then we're going to continue and. Well, you may ask why we're using continue instead of return here, because we're inside of a loop, of a for loop. If we put return, the script is just going to end. It's just not going to go through all the other buttons. But if we put continue, it's going to just skip it, right? So it's going to go through. It's going to say, is this a button? No. All right, we're just going to go to the next one. This is a button. Yes. We're going to get the ID, and we're going to do whatever we want with the ID. That's going to what it's going to do with each button. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with each button here? So we're going to make it so button dot activated dot colon connect. We're going to connect it to a function, whenever it's clicked, we can just put activated or mouse button one click or mouse button one up or mouse button one down, right? They're basically pretty much the same when you click it, right? We're just gonna use activated because I'm used to it. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a variable on top, which is gonna be the marketplace service. All right, he's gonna get a server game get service marketplace service, and now we're gonna go oh yeah, we're gonna also get the local player. So local, to create a variable, local player equals game get service players dot local player. There you go. So now we're gonna go marketplace service. All right, so my bad, I didn't explain what we're doing here. Every time the button is created, we're gonna prompt the player to buy the product that is set to each button. All right, so marketplace service prompt purchase or prompt product purchase, because it's a developer product. All right, prompts users to purchase a developer product within the given product ID. So we're gonna prompt product, and then it asks us for the player, which is an instance, which is basically the player that we have here, the product ID, and the else is just everything else is just not needed. All right, so the first argument that asks us is the player, so I'm just gonna copy player. There you go. The next one is product ID. The product ID is the attribute on each button. How do we get it? Basically, you're gonna go button get attribute product ID. All right, and that's it. That's basically it. All right, that's just to prompt the player to buy the developer product. All right, so now if we join game and we click 100 size. Oh yeah, my bad. One thing that I forgot about is this is inside a function. We didn't run the function, so we're just gonna run init. There you go. All right, now if we click play and we click the buttons, there you go, it asks us to buy each one of these. 1000 size 1500 is with the star that we created earlier. Great. So we have the prompting thing. Now if we buy it, it's not gonna give us anything. Guess we haven't made that yet. How are we gonna do that? Extremely easy. All right, we're gonna create a new script that is gonna be created called the market purchases handler, and we're gonna create a module script under it. It's gonna be created purchases module. All right, module. There you go. Now here there's multiple ways of getting either if something has been purchased or not, but the easiest way of doing it, all right, is first of all getting the marketplace service. Once again, game get service marketplace service, and now there are multiple ways of getting it. You can get it through get our product. What's it? Well, you can search here, and it says prompt bulk purchase finished, product purchase finished, game pass purchase finished. But what we want is product purchase finished. This one does work if we put it, but the thing about this is that it can be easily cheated. You can use the hackers may give themselves stuff if they want to by running a script. It has happened to me before. I made a game and the hackers were just giving themselves stuff by firing a script that fires this, even though you haven't bought anything. Even if you put if it's purchased null, it will just work. All right, so yeah, okay, so what we want to see, oh my god, I just bit myself. All right, what we want to do is, instead of using product purchase, we're going to do something called process receipt. All right. What is process received? You may ask. Is a secure way of using this. If you go to the documentation, we can actually see how it works. All right. So it asks us for, no, it gives parameters. All right. It just gives everything. This. All right. So we're gonna create a we're gonna equal it to a function, and we're gonna see what it gives us. So first of all, it gives the purchase ID. Wait, does it? It does. All right. Actually, you can just see what it does by putting 3 dots. Putting local args equals a table in brackets and the 3 dots, and then you print out the arguments, and it will just say what has been put there. So we click buy and we click buy. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, because I made it on the module script. Okay, my bad. There you go. Now if we click again buy, there you go. It printed out a table. If we look at the table, we're going to click stop, and if we look at the table, it gives us currency spent, currency type, place ID where purchased, player ID, product ID, and purchased ID. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna set that. You can just delete this, and we're gonna delete the arguments, and we're just gonna actually just put this right. So first of all is purchase ID. Second of all is the player ID. Third of all is the product ID. And I don't think we need more. I think that's it. Yeah. I think we did. Alright, never mind. I just tested it out, and process received gives you a table. Alright. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna name this info table, and we're gonna make it so local currency, we're just gonna name everything. So local currency, local currency spent equals info table dot currency spent. Then currency, we're just gonna name everything here. Actually, never mind. All right. So I'm looking at this here, and it will just on the product receipt. Where is it? Here, process receipt info. You're supposed to save all the purchases that has been made on your game, just in case someone claims to you that they've purchased something and they haven't received it, haven't received the prize. That is basically considered as scamming. So if you don't want to get banned, or you want to be able to give the player their reward, process received is the best way of doing it, because it uses something that it's called product purchase decision, purchase granted, or not processed yet. If you return not processed yet, it will basically the next time the player joins, it will check if the last purchase has been processed, and it will try again. All right. So that's what process received is. It will basically help you handle any purchases that have not been successfully processed. All right. So what we want to do, we're going to look through here, and it basically checks if it has purchased, and it checks the purchase history, which is a database that they have. But what we're going to do is we're not going to save it on the database, because it's in my opinion, It is needed, yes, but I'm not gonna do it. This time I will not do it this time. Maybe if you guys want me to, I'll make a video about process received and explaining how it works. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the player, which is basically we're gonna get the player of who has purchased anything. All right. So we're gonna first get the players service again. Get service players, and we're gonna player equals players get player from user ID, and it is info table dot player ID. All right. So info table dot player ID gives us the user ID of the player that has purchased something, which is the ID, and this will gives us a player object, an instance. All right. So we're gonna move this back. Actually not even that. We're gonna move it to the main script, and we're gonna we're gonna make a folder on server storage called modules, and we're gonna paste the module. We're gonna create a module here, same thing, this purchases module, just for organization. All right. And now we're going to we are going to go to the here, my bad, yes, or not even actually. We're gonna on the bottom we're going to require the marketplace service again, game get service marketplace service. We're gonna scroll the way down almost here, and we're gonna create marketplace service dot process received equals function, and process wait, was it okay, had it already copied. There you go, info table, and then gets a player with the user ID. There you go. Now we're gonna use the module script for organization, and we're gonna make a table, which is gonna be we're gonna return a table which contains the rewards of each player. All right. So first of all, we're going to create a function for each ID that is introduced here. What's the IDs? We can just check here and copy the product IDs. So we're first going to set up for size 100, and we're going to ask for the player, and that's it. We're just gonna ask for the player. We're gonna get the character equals player dot character. Right, we're gonna make it so it autofills by saying it's a player. So now player dot character. There you go. Now it says it's a player. So player the character, and actually we have to change this script. I'm pretty sure. We're gonna make if wait, I'm just gonna do it later. Or actually, all right, yeah, I'm just gonna do it here. So you're gonna get the food value. Not even. We're gonna copy this. All right, all of this we're gonna copy it, and we're gonna set the local food value to 100, which is the reward, and then we're gonna rename this a player character, and we're gonna destroy the food thing, and player size, I think it was that player size is gonna be player character. I'm gonna explain now what basically everything does. We basically copied everything here and renamed stuff, and basically what we're doing here is that we're gonna, from this script, we're gonna call these functions depending on the ID that has been purchased, and it's gonna run a function, which is where we're gonna pass the player argument, and it's gonna get the player character. It's gonna get the food value, all right, and then it's just gonna resize the player to what the player has purchased, all right. So we're just gonna copy this 4 times, which is the amount of products we have, and we're gonna change this with each ID. Oops, did my studio just crash? Never mind. All right, yeah, we're gonna just copy this 250 size. You're just gonna say like that. 500 now. There you go, 500 and 500. And now for 1000, do the same thing. 1000. All right, now, oops, here. Now we have every single function for every product that can be purchased in the game set up. There you go. There's a more easy way to do it, yes, but this is the easiest way to understand for beginners, in my opinion. It's just very visual, I guess. So now we're gonna go back to process receipt, and actually we're gonna add a return true on each one of these functions at the end, which will basically indicate that the function has been run. All right, so we're gonna require the purchases module, which is local purchases module equals game get service storage dot modules dot purchases module. There you go. And we're gonna get all of these, and we're gonna require it. What require does is that it's gonna convert this to anything we have returned. In this case, we have to return a table which contains all the IDs. So it's basically the same as having this. All right, but as you can see, it's just a big chunk of text. And for organization, we can just write it on another script and just ask for the table. All right, so now we have it. And now what we're gonna do is, if we're gonna check if the table has a function for the product that we have purchased. All right, so if purchases module has a function, if purchases module has a function that its index is info table dot product ID, then we're gonna just run it. All right, but this just checks if it exists. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put type off, and we're gonna write here function. Right, what this does, if it checks if it is a function. Oh, it checks if it's whatever you put here. All right, you know that each thing, like, you know that this is a string, you know that this is a boolean, no, this is a boolean, this is a number. All right, so if we put here, you can just put here number or string or I don't know, a function. It works. All right, so if it is a function, then we're gonna run the function. All right, you're gonna put local function product function equals purchase modules, and we're gonna put the info table product ID here, and we're gonna use this things here that will basically run the function. And as you can see, that it directly asks us for the player, so we're just gonna paste it in, and that's it. Now remember that we put here the return true. All right, so when we run the function, if the function has ended and it gets to this line, it will return true, which means that this will get deleted, and this will mean basically true. All right, or mean basically whatever we put here. If we put hello once again, this is gonna be renumbered to hello. All right, but we want it to be true. All right, why? Because if it's not true, it means basically that the player has not received his reward for buying the product ID. So if the product ID, product function, or if not product function, basically if it's not true, then we're going to return enum dot process, wait, what was it? I just saw it. Product purchase decision. There you go. Product purchase decision dot process yet. This, if we return this, it basically means the next time the player joins or spawns character, it will give the player the reward, so they have it. They will get it, eventually get it. Else we're going to return enum.purchase decision.purchase granted, which means that we have given the reward to the player. So if it has not been processed, then it has not been processed. But if it is, then we're going to say that it has been processed and the player has received his rewards. Now let's see if it works. Let's see if this works. Gonna do 100 size. There you go. Now we have 100 size, and now we're very big. All right, we're extremely big. We're so big that we cannot step onto the spawn location. So now, yeah, we can just eat stuff. Wait, wow. Okay, I'm just very big, extremely big. I'm gonna change this to maximum infinite. All right, there you go. Now I'm gonna purchase 1,000. Let's see what that does. Wow. Yeah, I'm as big as a base plate, as you can see. You can just calibrate what the size does, how much size you want to give the player, or depending on the formula, you want to make the player bigger or smaller. But this is what my script gives you, size of 1,000, right? So if you have, this is basically everything. You have added monetization, which will make players buy size. You have added the GUI. If you want to add any other GUI, you can just, some people will put here a text that says, like, I don't know, like the game, like and favorite the game for updates. There you go. That's text. Yep. So if you want to add any other text or just decorate the current GUIs, you can just do it. But yeah, if you have liked the video, please like, subscribe, comment, share. Everything that you can do, just do it, please. And if you have any other doubts, and once again, please write it in the comments. I will help you out. And yeah, thank you for watching.